Hey, are you thinking about updating your CML2 instance? Well, don't. I'm Ronnie Wong, and I'm here to show you what the pros know. Being inside of CML2 on a daily basis right now is actually very important for me as I continue to do shows for IT Pro TV, but as well as study for my CCIE. Now, as I've done so, I actually ended up taking a look at some of the few settings that are actually there, and I noticed something that was very important one day when I tried to log in, which was actually just the day before we shot this, is that my server did not come up the way that it needed to, and it showed me this idea of what it said, server disconnected. Now, I've already fixed the issue that's in front of you, but the reason why it actually ended up happening is because I updated my CML2 server. Now, you might be saying, well, how the heck did you do that? Well, I went in, of course, into the background where you can go into the server administration, and when you do so, you actually end up finding out that there's sometimes, and let me make sure I go to the right place, software updates. Go to software updates, and right here, it tells you, oh, look at that, updates available. Okay, everything actually looks good, and of course, like everything else, I have a server and I go, hey, automatic updates would be awesome. So I clicked on, well, automatically update. When I did so, over the weekend, what happened, of course, is my server tried to update. Then when I tried to get into it, well, Monday, when I came into the office, I actually ended up seeing this right here, which automatically led me to actually think something else had gone wrong. So at this point, what happened? Well, let me show you here what actually ended up happening. I ended up taking a look under services, and when I did, here was the service that was actually not starting at all, which is very important since this is actually the main controller service for your CML2 starting so that you can do everything else that you needed to. Now, I didn't realize, so I went ahead and I tried to restart the service, and when I tried to restart the service, it started up. It did everything that I wanted it to. I tried to log in at that point. When I did so, it actually gave me a bad gateway error on the very login page. I was no longer able to log into my CML2 at all. So from that point, I ended up trying to do a lot of different things right here inside of the server administration. And ultimately, there were a couple of things I tried to do. This first one was clean up, which tells you all the things that it does and tells you this is destructive. You're essentially resetting everything, but the great thing is your labs and configurations in the controller configuration, that should be retained. I went ahead and ran that. It told me it successfully did everything I needed to. I was still not able to log in. So from that point, I selected factory reset, which should bring it back to factory default. Everything's actually good. I did the same thing. And then I found out something that didn't work either. So me setting up the update, causing it to do the automatic update, well, that ended up breaking something that I didn't realize that it ended up happening. And it led me on to, of course, a research that I had to do. And ultimately, I ended up having to call Cisco and figure out what had actually gone on here. Now, the great thing is the research that I led to is actually going to help you. And that's why we wanted to show you this today. So what are some of the things that ended up happening? That if I actually ended up having that happen and I could not get back in, so the great thing is since I actually did get the repair, I can log back in, and if you had to do the factory reset like I did and it still didn't work, there's only one last thing that you actually ended up doing, which is to redeploy the entire thing. What does that mean? That means starting all over, absolutely from scratch. Redeploying it, building up the actual CML2 server again, and then going ahead and seeing if everything works at that point. So from that point, you're saying, hey, everything should be fine, right? Yes, you can log in, but what you'll still see then is you'll see a little red letter that will go on here. Since I fixed mine, it won't happen. You'll see it will still say, hey, there's some issue that's going on, and the issue will come down to the licensing at this point, okay? And in the licensing at this point here, you end up seeing a little red mark that will actually be right here where it says authorized. It won't say authorized, it will say out of compliance, okay? Now when it says out of compliance, what does that mean? Well, the way that Cisco's licensing work, remember, you can only have this be installed on one machine at a time. If I wanted to remove this from my laptop and put it onto a server, I have to deregister this and I have to re-register it on the server. So what's the big issue? Well, remember, I went ahead and I had to redeploy the whole thing. I couldn't gain access to this window right here. And when I couldn't gain access to this window, I couldn't deregister it. So according to Cisco, now when I try to bring up a new one, my license is now out of compliance. So how do we fix that? And how do we get back to actually doing what we need to? So this is where we went on a little bit of a research here. And the great thing is, after reading some of the community forums inside of Cisco, it led me all the way back to DevNet here and some of the documentation. And it's inside of these kind of pinkish red boxes here. And I know this is kind of small, so it's actually hard to read. But here's what it essentially says here. The system administration cockpit contains settings and actions to manage and maintain the Linux operating system. These settings may have adverse effects on the CML application, making it unstable or inaccessible. Updating the Linux operating system or installing new packages is not supported. Okay, and let me see if I can zoom in on that one here. Is not supported and is done at your own risk. Boy, I wish I actually had read that before I selected that automatic toggle switch. I like keeping my servers up to date. I thought, what the heck could an automatic update here have? And they even tell you that you only perform these at the guidance of Cisco TAC, essentially is what they actually have. Okay, so I wasn't supposed to update my CML2 server, and that is why you should never update your CML2 server either. Now, what is the end result of this? Well, what ends up happening is that you will have to go ahead and be able to contact the Cisco licensing here to actually make that work. Now, because this has been happening at such a frequent pace, let's say in the last few weeks or so, because it seems like I'm not the only one that tried to update the server, that they ended up putting up a web page, and we'll include this in the link right here. Okay, so with this link, you'll see it's right here. This is the link that you actually have to have. And when you do so, what you're looking for is, here is the key term, out of compliance. If you don't see that out of compliance message in where I showed you, then this is not the page for you. And the great thing is they'll lead you through multiple troubleshooting steps listed here if that's not going to be your key. So what you're looking for is registered and then out of compliance, okay? And then you have to make sure that your smart account, that it actually reads this way. If it does, you fill this out right here, okay, and you actually give it all that you need. And don't forget, you'll need your order number from learningnetwork.cisco.com for your CML2 license. And you'll put in the comments here what happened. I just typed in, I had to redeploy my CML2 server because I updated it. And when I did that, it gave me a message that said, hey, in 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you. It didn't take me that long. It probably took me about 3 or 4 hours. And in 3 or 4 hours, I got an email response that said, we had reset it. Please go ahead and try and log in and then try and re-register. Now, when it comes down to re-registering, what do they mean by that? You'll go back into CML2, and then you'll select Actions, and this is where you select Re-register. And once that's done, it may take a few minutes longer than you think it's going to take. You should see this right here, okay? So that's what you're looking for. From that point, once it's all authorized again, you can go into your lab manager, and then, of course, it means you can go ahead and start running your labs the way that you've actually done it before. So take my advice. If you haven't heard me yet, remember, if you're thinking about, hey, should I do this? Should I not? Make sure you do not update your CML2 server, and that is what the pros know. Check out our playlist to see more What the Pros Know videos, and be sure to subscribe to the IT Pro TV channel. I'm Ronnie Wong, and now you know what the pros know.